Hello again, my beautiful people, Jamaican youth in the building yet again. And in this one, we're talking about the Reggae Girlz and the recent appointment of Hubert Busby Jr. as national head coach of the senior Reggae Girlz. Yes, people, that news has just come out that Hubert Busby Jr. will be replacing Xavier Gilbert, who has been the interim coach for the Reggae Girlz. And now Hubert Busby, a former coach of the Reggae Girlz from 2020, 21 about there, is now back as the national senior coach. I should say 2020, 2021, he was coach of the Reggae Girlz. Now he's back as the national senior coach for the Reggae Girlz. He has been reappointed to the position. And yes, there is now a new coach in town. So we're here to talk about that. Before we get into it, I want to ask you to do the usual. Please hit the like button as it helps us sell the video out to more eyes. And if you haven't, subscribe. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button as it helps us send the video out to more eyes. So without further ado, we get right into it. Yes, Hubert Busby has now been reportedly reinstated or reappointed as the national senior coach for the Reggae Girlz, and we're here to break it down. And so I saw earlier a press release from the JFF that talked about the reappointment or reinstatement of Hubert Busby Jr. As the Reggae Girlz head coach. Some of us would remember that Busby was a coach of the Reggae Girlz, but there were some allegations that came out about him with Vancouver Whitecaps. That's a club team he was coaching with the women's Vancouver Whitecap team that he was coaching there. And so because of those allegations, he was removed from the post of senior Reggae Girlz coach pending a FIFA investigation. That FIFA investigation has run its course, and now the allegations were unfounded. There was nothing there. So he's cleared of all of those allegations and now is free to return back to coaching. And so here is Hubert Busby. So there is an article on Sportsmax. Sportsmax is reporting. It says Busby Jr. reappointed as Reggae Girlz head coach. 18 members of historic World Cup squad return for Brazil friendly. So it's kind of two things it's talking about. It's talking about Busby coming back to coach the Reggae Girlz, but also the fact that there are about 18 players from the World Cup squad that has now returned. And I want to say something about that because I know the JFF was pretty adamant about having Xavier Gilbert as the coach of the Reggae Girlz. And now that the World Cup Reggae Girlz have now returned, we see a different coach. We see Hubert Busby. So it's kind of sparking letting me think what happened in those negotiations between the JFF and the World Cup Reggae Girlz, and how did that affect the current hiring of Hubert Busby. So I'll get to that in a second. Let me just read the article. It says Hubert Busby Jr. has been reappointed as head coach of the Jamaica senior national women's team, the Jamaica Football Federation announced in a statement on Friday. This is Busby's second stint with the team, having held the position from 2020 to 2021. He was removed from the position when the JFF requested FIFA to investigate unsavory media reports originating in Europe. FIFA subsequently cleared Busby. The Jamaica Football Federation is pleased to announce that after careful consideration and due process, our technical committee has recommended the immediate reappointment of Busby as head coach of the senior women's national team, the JFF said in a release on Friday. Based on his vast experience and knowledge of the squad, we think he is the perfect individual to take the team through the next stage of its development, it continued. Xavier Gilbert, who was acting in the role of head coach since October 2023, will revert to his previous role as assistant coach. Busby's first task will be to take charge of the 23-woman squad, which will play 2 international friendlies against Brazil on June 1 and June 4 in Brazil. 18 members of the group for the 2 games were members 18 members of the group for the 2 games were members of Jamaica's history-making 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup squad. The squad is set to depart for Brazil on May 26 and return home on June 5. So, then it talks about the full squad. And listen to some of these players. They are World Cup returners. You know, Chantel Swaby, Kanya Plummer, Jade Bailey, Denisha Blackwood, Kayla McKenna, Alison Swaby, Drew Spence, Atlanta Primus, Vian Sampson, Peyton McNamara, Paige Bailey-Gayle, Trudy Carter, Cameron Simmons, Tiffany Cameron, Sydney Schneider, Rebecca Spencer, Nia Cardoza, that looks like a new name for me, Laya Brooks, Amelia Van Zanten, Jody Brown, Israela Groves, Davia Richards, and Lauren Reid. I'm glad to see Davia Richards there. I think she was a find from the strike that the World Cup team took. Davia Richards is definitely someone that they should keep around the team so that when people like Bunny Shaw gets tired, they can put in Davia Richards. Now, notice we don't hear any Bunny Shaw in this squad. I think Bunny Shaw is injured, and Man City women, they are worried if they're going to even be able to win the Premier, the WSL title, given that Khadija Shah is injured. In any event, though, what we're here to talk about is, first of all, I am happy that this coach is there. I have to say that because he seemed to have been doing a really good job with the Reggae Girlz. I think it was Hubert Busby and Lauren Donaldson that was coaching the team in the original phase when the Reggae Girlz qualified the World Cup for the World Cup the first time around. It was Busby and it was Donaldson as an assistant coach, which makes me wonder, since Busby is the coach, does he have the latitude to appoint an assistant coach? And if he does, would he have the latitude to appoint a Lauren Donaldson? Interesting questions. In any event, I'm glad to see him back because, you know, I am almost sure that, and this is no disrespect to Xavier Gilbert because I have a lot of respect for Xavier Gilbert. He's a very good women's coach in Jamaica, local women's coach, very good coach. But I don't think these set of players would necessarily be comfortable or happy with Xavier Gilbert coaching the national team, because a lot of them are coming from environments that Xavier Gilbert has never coached in before. You know what I mean? Xavier Gilbert has never coached in England or overseas in general. And so there are probably some practices that they think maybe that he wouldn't be able to apply. And that doesn't mean that he's a bad coach. It's just maybe he did. I didn't think that they would think that he's there. I really wondered about how that relationship would have blossomed when, given the fact that the Reggae Girlz decided to come back to play, or the World Cup Reggae Girlz decided to come back to play with Xavier Gilbert there. Now, it makes me wonder, was a part of the negotiation that the World Cup Reggae Girlz had with the JFF was, look, we will come back to play for the national team provided we have one of these coaches. I'm wondering if that was the case, because initially the JFF seemed pretty adamant about keeping Xavier Gilbert as the coach, but then all of a sudden, no, Xavier Gilbert is no longer there, which again, I don't really have a problem with it. I think, Hubert Busby would be a good coach. I just wonder, I'm just kind of thinking out loud, is it that they decided that as a part of their agreement to come back, they wanted to have Hubert Busby as the coach? Regardless of what that is, I am happy to see that the World Cup squad is back to playing for for Jamaica. The playing those games in Brazil. I'm pretty sure the Brazilian Federation wouldn't be happy if we sent an understrength team. They want that team that played in the World Cup. And it's only only sad that Bunny Shaw is injured, because I'm pretty sure she's one of the persons that they would have loved to have in Jamaica's lineup. But in any event, a very strong team going over there. I wish the Reggae Girlz all the best. I am happy that they're back. I am happy that the impasse between the Reggae Girlz and the JFF is over. I remember doing a video on it where it was like the impasse is unprofessional. But no, things seem to have been resolved. The girls are back, ready to play for the national team, and we wish them all the best. You know, I hope you go out there and you represent Jamaica well, and you come away with a victory or a draw or some type of positive result from the friendlies in Brazil. And I wish the new coach all the best. And I think that the JFF, regardless of what it did, what the negotiation was, at the end of the day, I think the right thing was done to bring back the coach that had them in the first place. That was kind of like an unfinished situation. I think this coach is coming back into an environment where the players that he will have at his disposal to coach for the Jamaican team will be much better players than he had, because a lot of those players, Bunny Shaw at the time when he was coaching is not Bunny Shaw today. Bunny Shaw's star has like just taken off, you know, and she's one of, if not the best female striker in England right now. So he'll have a wealth of talent to working with this Reggae Girlz squad. So I'm going to leave it there. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I just kind of wanted to mention this appointment and what the JFF did recently. So I'm going to leave it here. On your way out, everyone, please smash the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And until next time, take care of yourself. Walk good. Peace out.